Someone once said, "The mind is like water. When it is turbulent, it is difficult to see. When it is calm, everything becomes clear." Think about your day for a moment. Not to replay it, not to judge it, just notice it. How many thoughts passed through you today? How many worries arrived uninvited and stayed far too long? How many times did you feel like you were moving, but going nowhere? Most of us spend the day running towards deadlines, towards notifications, towards the next thing and the next thing after that. And then night comes, and the body says, rest. But the mind says, not yet. Let me replay that conversation one more time. Let me rehearse tomorrow. Let me hold this weight a little longer. You know that feeling. And tonight, you came here. That was the right thing to do. Welcome. Welcome to Sleepy Zen Story. Whether this is the first time you have found us, or you return here like an old friend returns to a familiar chair by the window, welcome. You are safe here. Before we begin, I want to ask you something gently. Where in the world are you listening from tonight? Are you somewhere warm, tucked beneath soft blankets while rain taps quietly against the glass? Or somewhere still and dry, the night air cool and clean, stars just barely visible through your window? Maybe you are far from home, in a hotel room, or on a night flight, or in a place that doesn't quite feel like yours yet. Maybe you are exactly where you have always been, but tonight, something feels different, softer. Wherever you are welcome here. And one more question, just as gently. What time is it for you right now? Is it just past midnight, the house quiet around you? Or is it the deep hours, 2, 3 in the morning, where the world outside has gone completely still? Or perhaps you are listening just as evening falls, trying to get ahead of the sleeplessness before it gets ahead of you. Let me know in the comment. Whatever the hour, you are right on time. Before we go any further, if this kind of story brings you peace, if this voice and this space feel like something worth returning to, consider subscribing to Sleepy Zen Story. New stories, new stillness, whenever you need it. But that thought is now released. It floats away like a leaf on a river, and we return to now.
Let us begin by simply arriving. You do not need to do anything extraordinary tonight. You do not need to clear your mind completely. You do not need to be perfectly still. You do not need to be any different than you already are. All you need to do is let your body settle. If you are lying down, feel the surface beneath you, the mattress, the pillow, the blanket resting across you like a quiet promise. Let your shoulders drop, just a little. Let your jaw soften. You have been holding it. We all hold it. The tension of the day stored right there in the jaw, in the brow, in the small muscles around the eyes. Let all of it soften. Take one slow breath in through your nose. Hold it gently and let it go through your mouth. One more time. Breathe in slowly and out slowly. Good. From this moment, you do not have to go anywhere. You do not have to solve anything. Tonight, there is only this: the sound of a river, moonlight on still water and a story that has been waiting patiently for you.
Imagine it is night. Not the noisy kind of night, not the restless, flickering screen kind. This is the ancient kind of night. The kind that existed before there were cities, before there was urgency, before the world learned to demand so much from a single human being. This night is deep and generous and wide. Above you, the sky is a field of silence. Stars are scattered across it like seeds someone threw into darkness, not knowing what would grow. A moon hangs low and full, heavy with silver light. It does not shine harshly. It does not demand to be looked at. It simply is. Patient, present, whole. Below the moon, a river runs. This river has been running for longer than anyone can remember. It runs through mountain valleys and open meadows. It winds around old stones and bends gently through sleeping forests. It does not rush. It does not worry about where it is going. It simply moves, because moving is what rivers do. And tonight, the moonlight falls across it like a cloth of white silk. The surface of the water catches the light. It holds it. Then it gives it back to the sky. You are near this river now. You can hear it. That soft, continuous sound, water moving across stone, around root, between ancient banks. Not a roar, not a whisper. Somewhere in between. Steady, rhythmic, real. There is a path here, running alongside the river. It is a quiet path, narrow, made by years of gentle feet, travelers, wanderers, those who simply needed to walk somewhere calm. The earth beneath the path is cool and firm in the nighttime. You walk this path now, slowly. There is no destination. There is only the river beside you, the moonlight above, and the sound of your own breath, steady, easy, soft. On this path, on a night very much like this one, there was a wanderer. Not a famous wanderer, not a hero from a great story, just a person, like you, like me, who had been walking for a long time. His name does not matter. Names are just labels we give to rivers so we can tell others where we've been. What matters is who he was inside. And inside, the wanderer was tired. Not tired from walking, tired in the way that has nothing to do with the body. He was tired from thinking, from carrying, from years of believing that if he could just figure things out, if he could just solve the right problems, make the right choices, arrive at the right place, then something would finally settle inside him. Then he would finally feel at peace. But the peace never came. Or rather, it came sometimes, in small moments, in the sound of rain, in a laugh shared with a stranger, in the first bite of a warm meal after a long road. In those moments, something inside him opened like a window. But then the moment would pass, and the window would close, and he would start walking again, searching, without quite knowing what he was searching for. On this particular night, the wanderer arrived at the river. He sat down on the bank, moved his pack, and set it beside him. He pulled off his boots, and he put his feet into the cool water. He sat like that for a long time, watching the moon's reflection ripple and reform, and something in him slowed down. Not all the way, but enough to notice the night, enough to breathe. After a time, he rose and continued along the path. Around a long bend in the river, he saw it, a small village, just a handful of structures really, stone walls, wooden roofs, the warm flicker of candlelight in a few windows. It was late, and most of the village was asleep, but there was one building set slightly apart from the others, right at the edge of the river. It was simple, modest, a single room with a wide wooden door, and beside it a stone lantern, not bright, but warm, the kind of light that says, "You are welcome here. You do not have to earn your way in." Beside the lantern sat an old woman. She was not small in the way old people sometimes seem small. She was large in her stillness. She sat on a wooden stool with her hands resting open on her knees, and her eyes were half closed, watching the river. She wore simple clothes, gray and brown, soft as twilight. The wanderer slowed his steps as he approached. He did not want to disturb her, but she heard him before he said a word, the way people who are truly at rest hear everything without trying. She opened her eyes fully and looked at him. She did not ask who he was. She did not ask where he was from. She simply said, "The river brought you. Sit down." The wanderer sat. For a long while, neither of them spoke. The river moved between them and the moonlight. Finally, the wanderer said, "You keep this place." The woman smiled, just slightly, just warmly. "I keep the lantern lit, that is all." "Do many people come?" "Some," she said, "mostly at night. People who cannot sleep, people who have been walking too long." The wanderer looked at the door beside the lantern. It was an old door, thick wood, darkened with years. But he noticed something. There was no lock on it, no bolt, no latch, nothing to keep it closed, just the door itself, standing in its frame. "What is inside?" he asked. The woman looked at the door. "It depends on who is asking." He did not know how to answer that. "Is it open?" he said. "It has always been open." "Then why—" he paused. "Why do so many people stand outside?" The keeper of the lantern turned and looked at him for a long moment. "Because they do not believe it," she said simply. "They see a door, and they assume it must be locked, because every other door in their life has required something from them. A key, a password, permission, proof that they deserved to enter." She turned back to the river. "So they wait outside, some of them their whole lives, waiting for someone to let them in." The wanderer was quiet. Something moved in his chest. Not pain exactly, more like recognition. "What would happen," he said slowly, "if someone just walked through?" The keeper of the lantern smiled again, just slightly, just warmly. "Sit with that question. Let the river answer it."
The wanderer sat. He breathed. He watched the water. And slowly, very slowly, his thinking mind quieted. the way a disturbed pool of water eventually becomes still again when nothing more disturbs it. Thoughts came, they always come. The face of someone he had argued with years ago, a decision he sometimes wished he could remake, the particular quality of loneliness that visits even when you are not alone. But here, beside the river, those thoughts did not crash into him the way they usually did. They moved through him like the river moved, in, around, and on. They came, they passed, the water kept moving. He began to understand something, not in the way you understand facts, with the intellect, with proof, in the deeper way, the way you understand music without speaking the notes, the way you understand kindness without needing a definition. He understood that the peace he had been searching for was not somewhere ahead of him. It was not at the end of a long road. It was not something he would earn when he finally became better, wiser, more disciplined, less afraid. It was here. It had always been here, like a door that was never locked. He had simply been standing outside it, hands flat against the wood, waiting for someone to open it from the other side, when all along, all he needed to do was push. He stood up. The old woman opened one eye and watched him, but said nothing. He walked to the door. His hand rested on the wood for a moment, rough, warm from the day's sun still held in its grain. He pushed gently. The door swung open without resistance. Inside was simple: a small room, a mat on the floor, a window that faced the river. The moonlight fell through it in a wide, quiet band. That was all. No treasure, no revelation, no explosion of light. Just a room, a mat, a window, a river. But when the wanderer sat down on the mat and looked out through that window at the moonlit water, something shifted so profoundly within him that he had no words for it. He felt put down, as if he had been carrying something without knowing it, something dense and invisible strapped across his back for years, and only now, in this simple room with its open window, had he finally set it down. His breathing slowed. His eyes softened. The river outside moved, and he moved with it, not physically, but inwardly. Something in him aligned with the rhythm of the water, and the thoughts, the replays, the rehearsals, the worries and weights, they grew quieter, not because he had solved them, not because he had defeated them, but because he had finally stopped fighting with them. He had let them be what they were, passing water, and he was the bank, still, rooted, receiving, without being swept away.
Some time later, he did not know how long, the old woman appeared in the doorway. She carried 2 small cups, warm water, just water. She sat beside him and handed him one. They drank in silence. After a while, she said, "You look lighter." He said, "I feel lighter. I don't fully understand why." "You don't need to understand it," she said. "Understanding is a door too, and people spend so much time analyzing the door that they forget they could simply walk through." He thought about that, What was I carrying? He asked. She considered this. The version of yourself that you thought you had to become, she said slowly. The you that was going to finally be enough, finally be calm, finally be free. You were so busy becoming him that you forgot to be this. She gestured gently at him, at the room, at the river. This, he said. Present, she said. Alive, here. He was quiet for a long time. It feels almost too simple, he said. It is simple, she agreed. That is why it takes so long to find. She stood, collected the cups, and moved back toward the door. Rest now, she said. The river is not going anywhere. The moon will be here until morning. And you, she paused at the doorway, you have always had everything you needed. And now, listener, I want you to feel that too. Not as a concept, not as a thing to remember and apply later. Right now, in your body, in this moment. You are lying here, your body is resting, your breath is slow and easy, and whatever door you have been standing outside of, whatever peace, whatever rest, whatever version of yourself you have been waiting for permission to become, the door was never locked. It was only ever your belief that it was. So let us walk through it together now, gently. No fanfare, no great effort, just a quiet, easy step forward. Feel your body on the surface beneath you. Feel the weight of it, not as something heavy, but as something held. The earth holds you. The bed holds you. The night holds you. You do not have to hold yourself right now. Let yourself be held. Let your legs be heavy. Let your hips sink. Let your lower back soften into the surface. Let your spine release, each vertebra finding its rest, one by one, like stones settling quietly at the bottom of a river. Let your shoulders melt. Let your arms fall open. Let your hands uncurl. Notice your fingers. Notice how they have been slightly tense, slightly ready for something. Let them go now. There is nothing they need to hold. Let your chest open. Let your lungs breathe without direction. They know what to do. They have always known. Let them breathe you. Let your jaw fall soft. Let your face release. All the small muscles around the eyes, the brow, the temples, all of it soft now. Soft. You are here. You are safe. You are resting. And in your mind, return to the river. The moonlight is still there. It has not moved. It will not move. The water is still moving, that soft, endless, reassuring sound. You are on the bank, or perhaps now you are in the room, on the mat, looking through the window. Either way, the river is there, and you are watching it. Let your eyes closed softly, not forced, just natural, and watch the river with the eyes of your imagination. See the moon's reflection there. See how it holds its shape on the surface,
even as the water moves beneath it. You are the reflection, and the thoughts and the feelings and the memories, they are the water beneath, always moving, but you remain, whole, present, still. A thought comes, maybe about tomorrow, maybe about something unresolved, and you watch it pass like a piece of driftwood moving downstream. You do not grab for it, you do not chase it, you simply watch it go. And the river keeps moving, and you keep resting. The wanderer fell asleep in that small room by the river. He did not know exactly when it happened. One moment he was watching the moonlight on the water. The next he was somewhere deeper, somewhere below thought, below memory, below the ordinary waking world. Somewhere quiet as the space between two breaths. And it was there, in that quiet space, that something finally rested inside him that had not rested in years. Not a problem solved, not an answer found, just rest. The river moved. The moon arced slowly across the sky, and the wanderer slept. He slept the way you are beginning to sleep now, deeply, quietly, without resistance. His breath rose and fell with the rhythm of the water. His thoughts dissolved like mist in morning light, not because he pushed them away, but because he simply stopped calling them back. And in the dissolving, something else was there, something that had always been there, still, spacious, at ease. This is your nature too, beneath all the noise, beneath all the running, beneath all the striving and wondering and worrying. There is a place in you that is always at rest. It has always been there, like a door that was never locked. Let us give your body one final invitation to let go, starting at the very top of your head. Let the top of your skull be soft. Let your scalp relax. Let your forehead be smooth and wide. Your eyes completely still behind their lids, soft, resting, needing nothing tonight, needing nothing to see. Your cheeks soft, your jaw soft, the inside of your mouth still, your throat relaxed, your neck released. Feel the weight of your head sinking into the pillow. Welcome weight, held weight, resting weight. Your shoulders sinking, your arms heavy and warm, your hands open, still. Your chest rises with breath and falls, rises and falls. Each exhale, you go a little further down, a little deeper. Your stomach soft, not holding, just being. Your lower back resting against the surface. Your hips heavy and wide. Your legs long and still. Your feet cool and quiet. From the top of your head to the soles of your feet, you are resting, you are whole, you are here. In the wanderer's sleep, the old woman visited him once more. not in the way people visit in waking life, in the way that wisdom visits, not through the ears, but through something deeper. And she said, "You have been searching for peace as if it were a place to arrive at. But peace is not a destination, it is a way of moving."
You have been searching for rest as if it were something to earn. But rest is not a reward, it is your nature. You have been standing outside a door, waiting, knocking, wondering, and the door has been opened this whole time. Walk through. Walk through every morning and every night. Walk through when you forget, and then walk through again when you remember. There is no shame in forgetting. The river forgets nothing. It simply continues. Be like the river. Move and rest, and move again. Let what passes pass. Let what stays stay, and come back always to the sound of the water. Come back to this. You are always welcome here. The lantern is always lit. The door is always open. The night grows quieter now. Even the river seems to slow its speech. The moon has moved a little further across the sky. Patient, patient moon. And somewhere on the edge of sleep, you are still breathing, slow and soft, in and out, in and out. There is nothing to figure out tonight. The answer is not hiding somewhere in the dark. You do not need to chase it. The right words are not waiting to be arranged. They can wait until morning. The feeling you've been looking for? It is already here, in the quiet between your breaths, in the space between one thought and the next, in the place where the river runs clean and cool and constant. You are drifting now, not falling, drifting. The way a boat drifts when the anchor has been lifted and the current is gentle. There is nowhere to be but here. There is nothing to be but this. Breathing, resting, releasing. The surface of the water catches the moonlight one more time. It holds it. It lets it go. And you let everything go. Sleep now. The wanderer sleeps. The river runs. The moon keeps watch. The lantern by the old wooden door stays lit, not bright, just warm, so that if anyone else comes walking down the path tonight, they will know they are welcome. You are welcome. You have always been welcome. Whatever weight you carry, you can set it down here. Whatever door you have been waiting outside of, it has always been open. Whatever rest you have been reaching toward, it is here. It is now. It is you. Let your breath be the river. Let your mind be the water, always moving, always clear. Let your body be the bank, rooted, receiving, still. And drift now, slowly, into the quiet that lives beneath all things. The good quiet, the deep quiet, the quiet that knows your name and holds no judgment. Sleep well, traveler. The path will be there in the morning. The river will be there in the morning. And you will wake rested. You will wake lighter.
and you will remember somewhere in the back of that newly rested mind that the door was never locked. It was only ever you learning to walk through. Good night.